Here I am on the road to Leprechaun Canyon. This is one of those days where the sun didn't know what to do. Bathe the land in glorious sunshine or hide behind rain-soaked clouds, which is what I was doing now. Leprechaun Canyon can be a relatively easy hike or one where technical canyoneering skills are needed, depending on how far you want to hike and your level of skills. For me, I have no canyoneering skills and wanted a fairly easy hike. So this video takes you just part way up the canyon. Alright, the sign says don't proceed on this trail unless you can fit through this opening here. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do it, but we're going to go a little ways anyway. A little scenery at the start of the trail, and a little wildlife at the start of the trail. Here's the trail, and here's the scenery on it. Not much to it at this point. To say that I was underwhelmed by it all would be putting it mildly. Half the time, it seemed like I was walking down a dry stream bed. Except for a few wildflowers, there really wasn't much scenery to it. After what seemed like a long time, I guess my anticipation was too great, I saw a rock and what looked like the entrance to the canyon. Some rock. This thing was enormous. Here's that rock. This will give you an idea of the size of it. This is the beginning of the slot part of Leprechaun Canyon. So far, no leprechauns or pots of gold, so we'll just keep looking. This is on the opposite side of that big rock, looking at where the canyon starts. Kind of spooky looking around that corner. This is what it looked like as I walked into Leprechaun Canyon. I know I've said this so many times on this trip, but it was simply amazing. On the side of the trail were puddles of water left from all the rain that we'd had. And now I have a surprise for you. In the canyon, I ran into that famous bluesman, Muddy Waters. Get it? Muddy Waters. It's a joke. Here's a picture of me a little bit farther down the canyon. I have to say that what I had read about the canyon didn't prepare me for what I was seeing. Pictures and videos just don't do it justice. This place is amazing. I've been in Slot Canyon before, and that was pretty cool. The part I hiked in Leprechaun Canyon wasn't a slot canyon, but it was still fantastic, and it was more like being inside a great hall or a giant cathedral. It makes me think, how the heck did it get its name, Leprechaun Canyon Trail? It looks like I've came to the end of the huge cavernous part of the canyon to what looks like the start of the Slot Canyon. Here's a look down that part of the canyon. If I went any further, I'd probably have to take my shoes and socks off. And trust me when I tell you, that water was ice cold. And it looks like it narrows quite a bit, and I'm not really sure what's beyond that point. Well, I've gotten this far, but if I want to go any farther, I'm going to have to take my shoes, socks off, and wade in some cold water. So what do you think I should do? Should I go for it? Should I turn around and go back? A lot of you say, who the hell are you anyway? Well, I decided to turn around and head back. Not that I was afraid or anything. I just don't want to deal with that icy cold water, wet feet. It just... I got nothing to prove to anybody. Shut up. Well, you know, after getting that far, it was time to turn around and start heading back. Boy, not to sound like a broken record, but this was an amazing experience. Just as scenic going out as it was coming in. It's a short 2-mile round trip, and the part that I was on didn't require technical skills. One nice thing about this hike was the absence of people on it. There were only a few others on the trail, unlike, say, the famous Antelope Canyon, where there are masses of people on it. But having the people there gave you an idea of just how massive this canyon was. There's the big rock at the entrance to the canyon. After that, I just retraced my steps back to the trailhead of my car. So that's it for this hike, and that's it for this video.